Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wednesday's Night Watch, episode 261. I am your host this evening, King Black Cherry. With me, I have the real Ant-Man.
What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys had a good weekend. I know that
I
we'll get
did.
into it later, but I had a great freaking weekend when it came to football.
I had a
Great
I had
weekend.
a fantastic weekend.
Oh yeah.
Especially when it came to football. It was great.
Oh, especially. We'll wait for Pete because I know Pete wants to talk playoff football. But oh my God, what a great weekend of playoff football! I just can't get over how good it actually was.
It's like every home team won, except for one.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for one. Interesting how that works out. But
Yeah, exactly.
But either way, we are here. We are live. Couple thing. I don't know if there anything coming to Game Pass today. Do you know?
There. Yeah. Give me a moment, and I'll let you
Okay.
know. I'm just
Um,
sharing this show.
from what I know, I can't even think of anything PlayStation wise either.
Yeah, PlayStation has some stuff too. I'll get you that too.
Okay. Well, either way,
We'll start with Xbox.
of course, because
The
X is gonna give it
Xbox
to you.
games for this week. Are you kidding me?
What?
You have to give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, so I know Those Who Remain is out on. It came out on Tuesday. Um, Also Resident Evil 2, the new one came out.
Right. The remake.
Um, and then for the rest of this week, what's today? 17th. So
Yes.
the 18th, tomorrow is Turn Up Boy Robs a Bank, F123, and oh yeah, and on Friday is Pal World. So
Isn't Pal World the Pokemon?
with guns,
Yeah,
yeah,
Pokemon with gun things.
yep, I will be definitely trying that one out.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, day one with Game Pass, so that's something I will be trying out, and then PlayStation Plus January 2024. All right, so we have. Oh, why does IGN like put it in a paragraph and not like in a list?
Why don't you just go to the PlayStation blog?
I that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of did the same thing.
Oh,
Tiny Tina's Tiny Tina's Wonderlands,
which is kind of like
Next
the
Level Edition,
it's kind of like the
Resident Evil 2. So I guess that came to both.
okay.
Hard Space Shipbreaker, Lego City Undercover, which is a fantastic game. If you haven't played that,
Nope, never have.
it's basically Lego GTA.
Okay.
Good stuff. Just Cause 3, Session Skate Sim, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun, Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song,
Interesting.
Surviving the Aftermath, and then the classics are Rallycross, Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection,
Okay.
Legend of Mana, Secrets of Mana, and that's all the games.
All right. Well,
So
have
yeah,
you?
so tomorrow will be the big day for Xbox. They
Yep.
got three shows tomorrow. They got their Diablo 4 show at 12. Then they have the big show at 3, and then they have Elder Scroll Online show at 4.
Okay.
So
For their big show, I guess the developer direct,
yeah,
which is supposed to be showing Indiana Jones, Hellblade 2. What's the other one? Is it Avowed?
Avowed,
Avowed.
and then Aura Stories Untold.
Okay. Heard it's going to be 48 minutes long.
Correct.
It seems pretty lengthy for what, 5 games?
Well, remember they said that it was gonna be like 10 minutes of gameplay from Indiana Jones, but I'm sure they're also gonna talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
Like I could imagine, like it's that if it's just 4 games, that's 12 minutes a game.
It's five. Because you, was it Avowed, Ori?
Well, they haven't announced the fifth one, but there's
Oh,
a rumor that there's a fifth one.
okay.
So okay, so if it's 5, that's gonna be like around 9 to 10 minutes a game.
Okay.
They're gonna go over. So that's not actually too bad when you think about it.
No, it's not too bad.
Like I'm wondering which game's the closest, because so the rumor I heard about Hellblade 2. Sorry if I ruined this for anybody, but the
June.
release date's going to be May 21st.
Oh.
So, pretty good sources that say May 21st.
Okay.
Um, which means I still think there's a game earlier than that. So is it indie or is it Avowed?
Could you imagine if it was indie?
That I'm thinking indie in March, and that's wild.
Now, do you think it's? No, I don't know. I don't think it matters how long it is, because I mean, we knew the game came out. We knew about the
Should be
game.
12 hours. That's what I would want to play, is
Okay.
a 12-hour indie game. Unless it has like RPG elements to it, then I want like a 20 to 24-hour game. But if it's just like a straight narrative game
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, obviously there'll be action adventures, like small
Right.
open world areas like that
Increments
keep
into
you
it.
on
Yeah.
path. Like the original Uncharted. It's like Uncharted 2 or 3.
Right.
Um then 12 to 16 hours at most, I would say.
Now the question is, do you think it would be first person?
No.
You think it would be third person?
I think it has to be, because who wants to play an Indiana Jones game where you don't see Indiana Jones? I don't think it makes sense. Like, you could literally be anybody. Like,
Yeah.
why would you be Indiana Jones if you can't see him?
But then
Now, I do think they'll be like, I do think you'll aim in like first person, like, or there'll be first person elements. Like, let's say you're like on a turret. I think it'll be first person then. I just also think it'll be a little weird, like with a whip. Like, I feel like the way it's gonna work, like, is kind of like almost like Spider-Man or Batman. Like, I feel like that would be
or
like the fighting.
or like Uncharted 4 when you had that
Yeah, the
grappling
grapple.
grapple hook.
Yeah, the grappling. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. But I'm thinking it's gonna be like you're gonna highlight like enemies around you and you can like whip them.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't think there'll be as many like guns though. Like, I think it's gonna be more whip
I think
based.
it's more whip and then hand to hand combat. I think
Yeah, I think there'll be some guns, but I'm guessing it's not gonna be as much.
probably just disarm.
I hope not. Like,
I
I
don't
hope
know.
it's more whip based, because I think that'd be cool.
But kind of with a third person action adventure game, you kind of need it to be some gun. I mean, you can't just expect them to just like, oh, let me whip this out your hand, then like, da, 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 da,
Oh,
da.
I do think there'll be some guns, but I hope the ammo's limited. Because you got to remember, like, it's gonna be like 1930s weapons.
Oh, I know.
So it's not gonna be like we're modern warfare over here. But there he is.
There he is.
I am.
What's up, Peter?
everybody? How
What's
y'all
up?
doing?
Good. How are you?
You missed the whole chat about the football playoffs, man.
Did I?
No, I'm
we're
just
just-
kidding. We waited for you.
We waited.
What?
Well, what are you guys talking about though?
Talk about the Xbox doing their developer direct tomorrow. We're talking about how what we think Indiana Jones could look like, because we don't know if it's going to be first person or third person.
Yeah, there's that rumor that might be first person because of the developers who are in charge of it. But
Well, but yes, but I don't know. I just because they've made other first person games, like, it doesn't mean necessarily they have to make another first person game.
But
by the way, are
if
you
they
hearing me
stuck-
pretty well, guys?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you hearing me pretty well?
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
told I don't speak really like loudly because I'm not like close to the mic, so I'm gonna be closer to the mic now.
Well, why don't you get like a headset, bro?
Yeah, like or
Because-
a microphone. Hey, how's it
I
going?
got a Wait a minute, I got a microphone right here.
Hey, this is dark chocolate over here. How's it going?
Hey,
Pretty good.
Pete, you like my hoodie?
I love it. Yeah, your hoodie looks nice, man. Very nice
You see
hoodie.
that, Mario?
It's very nice too,
I
man.
didn't even notice it until you lifted it up like that.
I figure Pete would enjoy the boo.
Oh, I enjoy the boo. That's a
But
nice boo you got there.
yep, and I got the Rayman Raving Rabbits
I like it.
the beanie. Let's go.
Like
It's
it
like
a lot.
Mario Rabbits.
Because
I like it a lot.
he's freezing up there.
I am. It's like 29 degrees right now.
29 degrees. That's crazy.
Not as good as your favorite boy band, 98 degrees, but
Yeah, I love those guys.
I can't even name
Uh,
that one person besides Nick Lachey.
I can't even name one song.
Neither can I.
that's a good.
Oh man.
Um, yeah, but I like no, I like how you said, like you guys were talking about that, about the Indiana Jones game. You're right. We don't know if it's gonna be first person. We don't know if it's gonna be third person. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be third person because it wouldn't make no sense for an Indiana Jones game not to be third person, right?
But what if they don't make, like, what if people out there in the world or Twitterverse don't like the way that Indy looks? It's like, oh, that's not Harrison Ford. I don't want to play it.
You don't think they'll have a likeness like like you don't think
Oh, I
they'll
think it's gonna look like Harrison Ford.
at least close to it, right?
I think it would be close to it, but it probably won't be like how he looked in Raiders of the Lost Ark, or since that's a freaking a sequel, Temple of Doom.
My only thing about it is the fact you already have Tomb Raider, you already have Uncharted. Like, how can you do another third person game like that? That is, because those games are very similar to the
It's the
whole Indiana
music,
Jones.
Pete. It's the music.
But I'm saying, I get it, but how can you be different from those games?
Bro, when you're whooping Nazi ass and you just hear in the background da 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 da, like, dude, you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever.
I'll be honest, I'm actually really excited to see the trailer, to see the 10 minutes footage. I've always wanted to play awesome Indiana Jones game. Not to say they had one, I think, Super Nintendo, but that's so long ago. I'm
Why
saying,
not play the one that's on the original Xbox? Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb.
was it good?
I don't know. Never played it.
Okay, well there you go.
I think I
But
had one on the computer a long, 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 long time ago. Like
I mean, like,
I think it
It
was
was
on a
probably
floppy
that game.
disk.
yeah, like, but we talked about it
Oh, there
last
was also Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine.
I think
Oh,
that was it.
yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
Okay.
Or maybe that was it. I don't know.
Yeah, Emperor's Tomb. That one was made by developer was The Collective, who also made nothing really good.
I mean, we kind of talked about it last week how we feel developers now, anytime they take an IP, a famous IP from a movie franchise or you know, comic books or whatever, they've done such a good job now that it's hard to look back at those games back 20, 30, 40 years ago, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard to compare to those games back then. Now it's kind of a whole new level when it comes to those type of games.
Now it's like,
Uh,
hey, you better be on your best freaking shit because we've seen what it could be, and
well, yeah,
we've
it's
seen
like
the worst.
we create a whole new world, right? A whole new universe of
Yeah.
those of that. Like even I mean, if you talk about like old IPs in video games, like look at Wolfenstein, the new Wolfenstein games, or the new Doom games. That Doom,
It's funny you said Wolfenstein because that's the
yeah, well,
developer that
exactly,
makes
yeah.
Indiana Jones.
And you fight Nazis in that game too. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, like or the new Doom franchise,
Hmm.
I mean, it's kind of a whole new level compared to those '90s games.
Right.
So it's kind of cool that now we're getting that. Even the new RoboCop game looks really good. I mean, it's kind of cool that we're getting that. We're getting spoiled now when it comes to games. You know what's funny?
What's up?
I know we were mentioning I'm just thinking of this right at the top of my head. We talked about like what would be a great IP to make a great video game, like a good video game out
Hmm.
of IP. How about GI Joe? We haven't seen a great GI
That would be
Joe
cool.
a
But
GI Joe game.
wouldn't you call it that, like Call of Duty then at that point?
Well, no, but it has like characters. Like I would love to play as Snake Eyes.
Yes, by a
Okay.
bunch of ninjas. You
Yeah.
know, or you could choose like you could choose a GI Joe. You could choose Roadblock. You could choose Snake Eyes. You could
Duke,
choose Duke. You
Okay.
know,
All right.
Sergeant Slaughter.
yeah, Sergeant Slaughter.
That would be
That would be
badass. I'm not
that
gonna
would
lie to you, dude.
That'd be a badass game to make. That'd be a badass IP to make into a video game.
Honestly, you know how I would make it? I would make it like X-Men Legends.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be very
Or
cool. Yeah, you're
or
right.
or like a beat 'em up. Like that'd be
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Or He-Man, or well, we already have good Transformers games. I mean, I think the War on Cybertron. I heard it was very good. So we have that. Um, I mean, have we had a really good Ninja Turtle game? And we haven't had one in a while, so that'll be
Shredder's
another game.
Revenge wasn't bad.
No, you're right. That is a fun game. You're right, absolutely. But I'm talking about 3D, like a new kind of like
No, we
you know
haven't
what I'm
had.
talking about?
Yeah, we haven't had one of those.
Like we're talking about. I'm talking about like almost like Arkham kind of kind
Yeah,
of way of
yeah, we
that.
haven't
That'd be
had those. Yeah, no.
yeah. I'm just saying though, there's plenty of IPs that they can turn into video games that could be very successful. It's funny. It just popped in my head. I was thinking about that, or like I say, He-Man, or I'm trying to think, or Thundercats. I mean, Thundercats is another one. I know that's very old school, but still,
Yeah,
that'd
you're
be a
going
cool.
very, very old school.
Still,
Uh,
like it's kind of
it,
like stuff we can.
you say that, but I mean, I work with a kid who's never worked a landline before. So I mean, yeah, I mean, come on.
That's funny.
That is funny.
He's like, Chris, how do you work this? I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh boy, all right. You dial 9, then you dial out. He's like, how do you dial out? You hit the numbers, my guy.
Hey man, it's a whole new generation. What can we say, man?
Lord bless you.
I mean, thank God they don't have those. Look at that right in the background. The rotaries. I have that.
Yeah,
that.
they're probably like, I hit the button.
That's how
I
Pete's
swing
gonna
it?
escape the Matrix.
Yep, exactly, man.
He's just
Right
waiting
there.
one day. He has it hooked up back
Yeah,
there. He's
right
gonna
there.
escape the Matrix.
Yes, sir. That's what's gonna happen. Watch and see.
He's like,
All right,
or
guys.
that is his bat phone.
Exactly. Oh man, I love my. See, I got that too. It works too. It actually works. So.
That's good.
All
All right.
Pretty bad gift.
Let's see here. Let's see if there's anything else going on. Yeah, forget. Let's go into the NFL playoffs.
Why not?
Let's do it. First game.
Are you happy there, Chris?
What?
About the NFL playoffs? I'm
Oh,
pretty sure you're pretty.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know who's happier about that game, me or Chris.
I mean, which game are we talking about? Because
Your game.
my game was great. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I don't know who's happier though, me or you.
But like, I was ecstatic the day before.
Oh, me too.
Because all week at work, I kept hearing, "How about them Cowboys? Them Cowboys are gonna do them things. Them Cowboys are gonna do." I'm like, I acted like Stevie A the whole week. I'm like, just wait, be patient. They will show you who they really are. They will show you.
The question is, did you check in to see if they're still them boys?
Oh, absolutely, I did. As soon as I saw, I'm like, "Hey, are you doing okay? Are them still them boys?" They're like, "I told you, when push comes to shove, Dak will show you who he really is."
And that's what happened, man.
Playoff Dak showed up.
Yes, sir. That's what happened.
And the fact that the Green Bay Packers have more wins in your building than you do.
So, what was the most surprising loss this past weekend? Was it the Browns?
I think the Browns was the most surprising loss, in my opinion.
Not Dallas losing to the Packers?
Yeah,
I guess that was surprising.
That was surprising. Browns losing, but I think that was somewhat close, wasn't it?
No, it was a blowout.
No, it was a blowout.
It was a blowout.
Yeah, it was a blowout. Yeah, blowout.
Yeah, he threw. Flacco threw 2 pick sixes.
Yep, in a row.
Oh, 45 to 14. Never mind. I apologize. That is surprising.
If you know the history of the Packers versus the Cowboys in the playoffs, you know it's not surprising. But still, it's kind of surprising that it's Jordan Love.
It's surprising because it's Jordan Love and Mike McCarthy's the Cowboys coach, and LaFleur really hasn't done much as the Green Bay coach. So that's the only reason.
And it was 48 to 16 with 6 minutes left.
Yeah, and then they scored 2 garbage time points.
Yeah.
So our scores, but like at half was the surprising part. It was like, and if they didn't score, Yeah, well, they scored like right at the half,
Yeah.
like Dallas. So, but yeah, it was almost 27-0 at half. Like that's wild.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I still think it was pretty surprising Packers going to Dallas and beating Dallas like the way they did. Because, from what I understand, the Packers have been kind of hot lately getting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not like kind of really quietly hot because we didn't really hear too much about the Packers. We didn't really, I mean, they won games, but it wasn't like impressive. It wasn't like, oh man, they're killing these teams, right?
Right.
So for them to sneak into the playoffs and do that to Dallas, that is pretty surprising to me. Um, but hey, man, you know what though? What is up with the Packers, man? Why is it they always find these quarterbacks? Like they got Brett Favre, now they had Aaron Rodgers, now they got Jordan Love, and I'm sorry, I think
Pump the
Jordan.
brakes on the Jordan Love
You
thing
don't
right
think so?
now.
You don't think so? I don't know, man. That
Hey,
defense
dude, I watched him play the Giants. He sucked against the Giants, so
had a good defense, though. You guys do have a good defense. You
yeah.
underestimate.
But I mean, dude, would you say that our defense is better than Dallas's? I don't think so. They got like Micah Parsons.
Well,
But
They
wait,
got Tavon
but
Diggs.
where was Micah that day? One tackle.
Oh, dude, he's where he's been all season this year for some reason.
One.
I
He
think-
hasn't been having a good season.
He only
think
had
what-
one tackle that game.
Yeah. I think what happened, and they came on hot. The Dallas Cowboys defense. As soon as they got some injuries, what was it? Diggs went down. Right, one of their corners went down. Their star corners went down, and I think Micah Parsons probably got hurt throughout the season.
But then,
I mean, I
like,
don't-
I mean, they did what, but Packers did what nobody else could do: run it right down your mouth. And
Yeah.
guess what? They couldn't stop him.
Yeah, they could have. I just feel like the one thing about football, the one thing that people don't realize is injuries. Like sometimes some guys get hurt. Some guys you don't
Okay,
really know.
Love had a really good season. I didn't think he had that great of a season, but he did.
Yeah, but and I think he's gonna be another star quarterback over there in Green Bay. So, but yeah,
So what you're saying is the Jets traded for the wrong quarterback?
yeah, like I think Green wouldn't give him up, man. Come on, dude. The whole reason that they traded Aaron Rodgers to have Jordan Love to start, so for Jordan to start as their to be their starting quarterback.
Let me
So
see against the Giants. Let me see what this guy did. He was 25 for 39, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Tommy DeVito was 17 for 21, 158 yards, and 1 touchdown. No interceptions.
But the game last week was 16-21, 272 yards, with 3 touchdowns
yeah,
and 0
that's
interceptions.
but they made that game one dimensional or two, like for the Cowboys real quick.
Well, yeah, throw the ball. Dak threw for 60 times, only completed 41 passes, 403 yards, garbage yards.
That's wild though that they just ran the ball down their throats like that.
Yep.
I do think the most surprising loss was the Browns against Texans. So because
I just think the way they lost was surprising because, like, dude, that's the #1 defense in the NFL, and like they just like they couldn't stop anything.
yeah, they couldn't. And I think that's the most surprising because they were really on a roll. They were hot. They were
I'm
beating
not necessarily surprised they lost. I'm more surprised how they lost.
Yeah, they lost, yeah. But the least surprising was Eagles against the Bucks. I'm sorry, I thought
Yeah,
the Eagles.
I would agree with that.
That's the least surprising. I thought the Eagles and the Bucks. I always feel they have a good defense. They've been doing pretty good, not great, but good throughout the whole season. They've been playing well. Even though they're 9-8, I thought they did enough to be a playoff team. So
Also, not surprising, the Chiefs beating the Dolphins.
In that weather, yeah.
no, not surprising. And Dolphins another team that was kind of regressing. A lot of injuries.
Ever since they got Chase Claypool. I'm not gonna say it's Chase Claypool's fault, but what was the record of the Bears when he was there? Like 1-9.
Yeah, something like that.
And then all of a sudden they start winning after he's gone.
Yeah. This
Just saying.
Chase Claypool effect. But it was, I mean, you can't, they're Miami boys playing in that snow. That frigid cold. It was like negative, what, 14?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Exactly, and of course I think we expected the Bills beat the Steelers.
Yeah, and then I think the game of the weekend was exactly what we all said it was going to be, and that was the Rams and the Lions.
Yep, and Lions barely won it, but still they won it.
Dude, Puka Nakua is like he's so good.
The
Like,
receiver. From
yeah,
the,
Yeah, he's
9
like
receptions, 181 yards.
he's like
Wow.
what's his face? Who's the other receiver?
oh,
Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
Super Cup. Yeah. I just think it's Sean McVay and his coaching. I think he just knows how to, get the most out of his players too. So, um, but yeah, I think it was great. I think this week is going to be even better. I feel like when it comes to what's the number one game this week? You think, guys? What's the game that's going to be the best game of the week?
Chiefs and
Chiefs
Bills.
Bills.
Yeah.
Yep, hands down Chiefs Bills. That game is
The
that game's
history,
gonna be freaking good, man.
the history too between those two teams.
I just feel like you have like two of the top 3 quarterbacks going
You
at
do?
it.
And then
I know Chris probably doesn't feel that way about Josh Allen, but I do. I
No.
feel like he's top 3.
No, I mean he's a more agile Ben Roethlisberger. That's literally it.
Roethlisberger was good for 2 Super Bowls.
2
He
Super
was.
Bowls. How many
Hey,
years did he
that's
play?
all. That's a good amount. Not
Yeah.
many players in the history of the NFL can say they have 2 Super Bowls.
This is very true. I actually went through this the other day. It was like, Aaron Rodgers can't say that. Trent Dilfer
No,
can't say that. Brad Johnson can't say that.
I don't.
Joe
Brett Favre
Flacco.
can't say that.
No,
Brett
Brett.
Favre can't say that.
Yeah. Steve Young can't. Well, Steve Young was the backup, but as a starting quarterback, Steve Young can't
He
say
only
that.
won one. Yeah.
He
won.
only won one.
Marino hasn't even won anything.
Kurt Warner only won.
yeah.
That's true.
Marino 0,
Yeah.
and Marino's supposed to be the best. One of
Eli
the best.
Manning,
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
and they were
2? Or
Two.
1?
Yeah,
Two.
Two.
2. Yeah, one with the Colts and one with the
Denver
Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, 1 or 2?
1.
One.
He was.
And then Pete Carroll's faults too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, did we talk about that last week? About Pete Carroll and Belichick and Nick Saban all getting all retiring or getting fired?
We did.
Okay.
Not Pete Carroll. Oh, Pete Carroll. Yeah. Pete Carroll. I thought you were talking about not Sean Payton for a second.
Top 3 quarterbacks in the league. Go.
Mahomes, Allen, and Burrows.
Nope. Mahomes, Lamar,
I
then
forgot
then
about
Allen.
I forgot about Lamar. Lamar.
And then
Are we
then
talking like
I'll
stats
put-
this year, or are we talking like
No,
overall?
I'm talking about if the slate was wiped clean
Yeah.
and who would there's no contracts, no players are under contract. Who are the first 3 quarterbacks to get drafted? I don't care what their stats were this year. I'm talking about who do you trust to lead your team?
Mahomes
That's what Mahomes
Burrow.
because he,
and Lamar.
You put Allen at 4?
Yeah, I'll put Allen at 4.
Okay, see, I would swap Burrow and Allen, but not like I actually would go Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Burrow.
Okay.
I think the only thing with Burrows right now is injury prone. That's the only thing. His injuries are definitely taking like a toll on his career. But
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't even put Purdy in my top 7 probably.
I put him.
No.
I would probably put him in my top 10. He's a system.
Yeah,
he's a system quarterback.
I don't
You
even
know-
think he's a system quarterback. I think has 3 amazing weapons quarterback.
I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest about the one thing about the 49ers this week that they got to watch out is Purdy. If Purdy has a bad game, the Packers are going to go there and win
He
that
just
game.
has to stay healthy.
But even that, he has to have a good game, man. He has to do. Like, he can't
Dude,
make.
just hand the ball off to the guy behind you and you're fine.
I'm just saying, he can't make stupid mistakes. He has to
Dude,
play.
Christian
well.
McCaffrey is probably the best running back in the league right now.
But in the same time, he
Yes.
has to play well. It's a quarterback league. It is a quarterback league.
Yeah, but when you have the best running back,
And
that
and
makes
you
that's
have
a
the
complete
best
different
system.
dynamic.
I hear you, but I'm saying, like, look at Dak. Look at what he did. Look at.
Yeah, but Dak doesn't have the best running back in the league.
But, I mean, look at Flacco. Look at all these quarterbacks who like.
The only guy that showed up for Dak that game was Turd Ferguson.
True.
But I'm saying though, like these quarterbacks are the ones that lost the game for their teams. I mean, it's like it was on them. The teams that lost this weekend, it was on the quarterback. I mean, the quarterbacks played well,
I can't say it was on Matt Stafford.
but that was a close game though. That was only 1 point.
It was, but you said the quarterbacks that
Well,
lost this week.
but it was only 1 point. If it was a blowout, it's on the quarterback.
Okay, let me see. Yes,
I
it
mean-
was on Flacco, 100%.
I mean,
Flacco sucked.
would we say it's on Mason Rudolph? Because I don't think it was on Mason Rudolph.
I thought Mason played a good game for what Mason should have been playing.
Yeah.
I mean, Mason Rudolph. If you had
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like I didn't expect that game to be as close as it was.
yeah, it's Mason Rudolph. If you had a better quarterback, I'm pretty sure they would have.
Sure, but he didn't lose the game for him.
Yeah, he didn't lose the game at all.
He didn't win the game though.
No, he didn't win the game, but
Uh,
I mean, you play in the snow like that, but also you get
True.
nobody in the Steelers knows how to freaking tackle. So
It's true.
I don't think that Hurts necessarily lost the game for the Eagles, but I think the defense lost the game for them.
Dude, like
he didn't do them any favors either.
Dude,
No, he didn't do them any favors, but I can't. Well, and then he didn't get his tush push, which is like his patented move. So.
Well, yeah, because we grabbed him by the helmet and we're like, "Here, you motherfucker!"
Hell yeah, that's what I love, man.
Dude, like also like it looks like a lot of the players are giving up on Hurts too. A lot of the Eagles players are kind of like
they're giving up on their coach.
Dude, I gotta thank whoever that Bucks fan was that had the sign that said Sirianni eats plant-based Philly cheesesteaks. That was the funniest sign I seen all weekend.
But it was like I was like sitting there. I was like, how do you go from where you were last year in the Super Bowl to then where you are now, and then
Dominant too,
and then,
very dominant.
Not only that, but like I heard from all First Take and all this week was the fact that they got rid of their offensive coordinator. They changed.
Well, they didn't get rid of him. He left and went to coach the Colts.
Right. They not get rid of him. I'm sorry. They got rid of the defensive coordinator and
No,
demoted.
he left and went to Arizona.
No, he got demoted, and they.
No, he went to Arizona, dude. I promise you.
Okay, so no,
But
the
this
defensive
year-
coordinator this year they demoted.
Okay, this year's yes.
They
this year's
demoted
did.
that guy and then promoted Sirianni. Oh no, not Sirianni. Who was
Patricia.
Patricia, who hasn't
Yeah.
done shit for the league because guess what? He's under Mr. Bill Belichick, and
Yeah, he sucked with the Lions. He sucked everywhere he went.
I don't know how that man has a job. Honestly,
But yeah, like I gotta admit though, like when you go to the Super Bowl and then you lose both of your coordinators, that's pretty tough to like come back from.
yeah, I agree.
It's especially like Gannon was a great defensive coordinator, and then he went to like I don't know how he's doing in with the Cardinals, but man, like that Eagles defense last year, besides the second half of the Super Bowl, was freaking really dominant.
yeah, but
I agree with you.
just fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
And
they did.
They don't believe in their coach.
They do not have a secondary anymore. I don't know what happened.
No,
Let me ask. Well, was it injuries or was it just they haven't been playing well?
they haven't been playing
Well,
well. They've been
another
winning by
thing
the
was
skin of their
last year.
teeth.
Last year they didn't have one major injury until like week 15,
Yeah.
which is kind of ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that never happens in the league.
So let me ask you something, guys. You know, before we get to our NFL picks, do you think any of these coaches, I'm talking about
Like McCarthy or Sirianni.
Ariana, are they gonna get fired, or do you think they're gonna keep?
The Browns coach definitely safe because he
Oh, yeah.
went through like 4 or 5 different quarterbacks
Oh, no, he's
and
definitely
still
safe.
got him in there.
Yeah, he's safe.
I think Mike McDaniel from Miami is safe for one more year. I think if they can't win a playoff game next year, I think he's going to get fired.
Let me tell you something, though, Ant. There are hard knocks next season. Next season.
They've been on Hard
they're
Knocks,
Hard
bro.
Knocks now.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a jinx. That's a jinx. It look at
You
what
would
do you
know,
mean?
Pete.
We
know, I
we
do
were on
know.
Hard Knocks and went to the Super Bowl and won.
That's because you had Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a cheat
I'm
code.
just saying it happened.
Hey, but hold on. But didn't you lose Bruce Arians?
Yeah, we did, but we still won. Still won. Still won. Doesn't matter.
Just saying though. Hard knocks is a jinx.
I think Mike McCarthy's safe. I don't think Jerry Jones is going to fire Mike McCarthy.
Really, you don't think so?
3
No.
12-5 seasons to go one.
Yeah,
and done in the playoffs.
dude, that
But
no,
here's
but they didn't last year though. They won
They-
the first round game last year.
Okay, one and
They beat
done.
you guys. They beat you guys.
No, the Eagles beat us.
No, it's Dallas.
Was it
I
Dallas?
thought Dallas beat you guys
Dallas,
last year.
I thought it was
Dallas, I
Eagles.
remember.
No, Eagles had a first round bye, and then they
Okay, gotcha.
and then they beat us
Okay.
like badly, really
Yeah.
badly. That
But-
sucked. That
But then
game was
it was
horrible.
okay. Still one and done. You get home field advantage. You win your division.
Could you? Okay, here's the thing though. You go 8-0 at home,
Mhm.
12-5 overall. You lose one game in the playoffs, and you're gonna get fired. Nah, that's bad ownership.
My question though
Well,
is,
you think the
is
owners
it
don't care about that
on
shit?
McCarthy or
It's like-
is it on McCarthy or is it on Dak? That's the question though. Is it like there's
Both.
something there?
Well, Dak had his best year as a professional this year under McCarthy.
But what? So what? So maybe they need a better running game, or maybe they
they
need something
need a
else.
running game, period, because they don't have one.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
Pollard sucked this year.
Because they're like, hey, yeah, no, fire the offensive coordinator because we want to run the ball more. But guess what? Hey, Dak, you're going to throw just as much as you threw last year.
Yeah.
so. Here's the question for Dallas then: if that's a problem, though, and maybe that was a kind of one of the reasons why they lost so bad against the Packers, should they go for Derrick Henry as a running back?
Ain't nobody want to see Derrick Henry in freaking Dallas.
You don't want to see him, but I know Jerry Jones would have loved to see him in Dallas. That's the question because they need to fix something. It's not just you can't just say they lost to the Packers. They lost a game that should have won. It was at home. They should have won that game, and they lost. So for Dallas to make the changes, either they fire McCarthy, they bench Dak, or they get somebody to help them out. The only thing I can think of is their running game. Right? If they have a really good running game, that's maybe the one thing they need in order to get to the Super Bowl, whatever. So, uh, Sirianni might get fired, even though it's crazy because they went to the Super Bowl last year, just because it seems like their team is a little bit in disarray right now. So I'm not
I
sure.
think he's gone.
I think all these owners need to chill out.
I think so too. I'm
I'll be honest.
Why chill out when you have Mr. Harbaugh, when you have Mr. Belichick out there in the open waiting?
number one. None of those two coaches will not work for Jerry Jones. They will not work.
Belichick won't. He wants full control. There's no way that Jerry's going to give up full control.
Harbaugh wants full control too. Look what happened over there in 49.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not like that. He doesn't like some owner breathing down on him. Breathing down his neck, man. So,
I think I honestly think that if Belichick head coaches a team, I think it's going to be the Falcons or the Chargers. As weird as it sounds.
But
very weird.
Okay, so he can't have full control if I don't think he's gonna become GM again.
Breaking news from Adam Schefter.
What?
This just in: Dallas Cowboys head coaching change is not happening. Mike McCarthy will be back for the 2024 season.
Wow.
Sorry, I was trying to make that a little bit dramatic for you guys. Kind of timely news from Adam Schefter there.
You're gonna say he got fired. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I was trying to create the drama, Pete. Calm down.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't gonna happen. So I mean, it's either gonna be, Atlanta.
Think Sirianni's gonna keep his job?
I don't think he is.
I'll tell you what, if he gets fired, I'm telling you, it's gonna be really like, cause I mean, easily can see Belichick going there and turn that team around, right? Or somebody else like that, or Harbaugh.
If Sirianni gets fired, he should go to the Panthers.
How about
because they already have a good defense. All he would have to do is install his offense there, and I don't know if Bryce Young's the guy, but maybe you can trade him. But I mean, you got a good defense already in Carolina.
Does Pittsburgh's head coach stays in Pittsburgh, or does he leave?
No, he's staying.
If he would quit before he got fired.
He has one. He has 1 year left anyway.
Yeah. Man, I wish we had Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's freaking awesome.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin's great, man. I don't know why. It's fun to have people who are talking and saying like, "Oh, Mike Tomlin might be like he might not be there." And I'm like, "What?" Mike Tomlin has had not one losing record, not one losing season in the last 17 seasons he's coached. He has not one losing season. That's crazy. It's a crazy stat.
Yeah, it's a good stat. But at the end of the day, how many championships has he won? 2?
2. No, 1.
1.
1. The other one that Ben Roethlisberger won was under Bill Cowher.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
That was
wow.
with the bus, Jerome Bettis. Let's go.
Yeah, but besides Bill Belichick, who's won multiple Super Bowls as a head coach?
Besides
Tom
Belichick,
Coughlin.
What's that?
Coughlin,
Tom Coughlin.
Coughlin is one. I mean, yeah.
Andy Reid.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Andy
he won.
Reid.
Yeah.
He won 2.
3. Well, didn't Philadelphia?
Not with him. It was Doug Peterson was the head
Okay.
coach. McVay only has 1. Pete Carroll only has 1.
John
Uh,
Harbaugh won.
Who was the coach of the? Oh, it was John Fox, right? When Peyton won with Denver.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Harbaugh.
John
Baltimore
Harbaugh won.
won.
Good question, huh?
With the
Yeah.
That was with the Ravens, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the original Ravens coach was
Oh, it's man,
the
I
guy
forgot.
beat the Giants.
Yeah, I forgot his name. It was,
Bill Bellick, right?
oh, yeah, it was Bellick.
Or Brian Bellick, something
Brian
like
Bellick.
that.
Yeah. You're right.
Hmm.
90s Jimmy Johnson won 2, right?
Jimmy Johnson won 2.
Who's Denver's coach?
Parcells,
No, it was Shanahan, Mike Shanahan.
Parcells won 2.
Parcells won 2, yeah.
Also, I'm sorry, who was the 49ers head coach back then?
Bill Walsh or George Seifert?
Bill Walsh. Didn't he win a multiple?
I think so.
I want to say yes. Also, the Washington's team back then won a
Joe
few.
Gibbs.
Yeah, he won at least 3, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just gonna look it up.
Well, Belichick's the won the most, I think. I don't think nobody even
Yeah,
compares to
nothing.
Belichick.
Yeah, no one even compares to Belichick. And frankly, it's all because of
Bill Walsh and Joe
Brody.
Gibbs. Oh my gosh, dude, what the hell? I was reading the article, and then it went away.
It's like, hey, we want you to read this
Um,
ad.
Belichick has 6. Steelers ex-coach Chuck Noll has 4. Bill Walsh and Joe Gibbs have 3. Vince Lombardi, Tom Landry, Don Shula, Tom Flores, Bill Parcells, George Seifert, Jimmy Johnson, Mike Shanahan, and Tom Coughlin round out the list of coaches who have won 2. So this must have been before Andy Reid won 2. Yeah, so that's not many. Not many coaches have 2. Has any coach ever won one with 2 different teams?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Nope, I don't think a coach has ever won a Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
I got you one though.
What?
Who's won an NCAA championship? College championship
And the Super Bowl.
and a Super Bowl. Pete Carroll, right? I think that's the only one.
Yeah, because Jim Harbaugh lost
Yes.
to
he
John.
lost-
To John.
Yeah, he lost to John.
Huh.
And Nick Saban never really was successful in the NFL.
Wait, he
what's a
was
good question.
he was an NFL coach at one point.
I think from Miami 1 year.
Who? Saban?
Nick-
Yeah, 1 year
yeah,
he was with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't cut it with them grown men. I
Yeah,
understand.
Pete Carroll might be the only one who won. He won multiple, I think, NCAA football championships, and then won one Super Bowl. Was
Barry Switzer.
oh yeah, for Oklahoma. But you know what?
Jimmy Johnson.
Was that?
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, you're right. Jimmy Johnson too. You're right.
Bobby Ross went to the Super Bowl, didn't win it, but he won the national championship with Georgia Tech.
Did you see how
Pete Carroll.
Jimmy Johnson was like, how emotional he was during
Oh
halftime?
my God, that was hilarious.
I was like, oh
He
my
got
God.
so heated.
He was so
About
So
what?
No, about that game against Dallas and at
Oh,
halftime.
and I bet you Strahan probably had the biggest smile on his face.
Well, no, he was like, "Oh, let me get out of him. Let's go, let's go."
That's funny.
Yeah, Jimmy John's so hot at the halftime.
Michael
like,
Strahan, how about them
them
Cowboys? I remember that commercial.
Yeah, Jimmy John's so hot because of that game at halftime. He just like literally was like almost like he's like, you gotta go out there, you gotta run some walls, you can't let these guys do that to you. Like he was just so like pissed.
Oh yeah,
funny.
here I'll even put it.
You know
on.
what? You know what I
we'll
love about
react
that?
to it.
But you know what I love about that? It goes to show, even if you're a former coach. Oh, you want to watch it right now?
Yeah. We'll go ahead and get it in.
Let's do it.
Oh, I gotta join.
You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Oh, here's an ad. Can you hear anything or no?
I can hear.
You know how hard we've worked. I don't need to have people pointing the fingers one thing or another. You get your rear end in there and you play the way you know how to play. We can win the game. We're going to open it up. We're going to go fast tempo. Defense, get after Jordan Love. You can't give him that much time. You do what you're supposed to do, we'll win this game.
All right. That Michael fight. He's got
Mike, no!
Let me get in front of you. Me versus you.
I could not agree
That's
more.
embarrassing.
You cannot play this game uptight.
No.
I'll tell you, you get tunnel vision. Michael and I were talking about you can't see anything. You got to relax. You got to trust yourself and respond to everything that's happening. You get the ball the second half, right off the bat. Down the field we go.
All right, yeah. Well, that, but yeah.
You know what? You know what I love though? These former players and coaches, they still got it in them. That's what I love seeing. They still got it in them. They know they can't play the game anymore, but they still got that energy in them. You know, they get so like. It's funny. I was seeing Ray Lewis right the other day on the Manning show, and Ray Lewis is watching the Bucks and versus the Eagles, and you know that play where the Bucks player ran for a touchdown, he didn't get touched, and he got.
I mean, which one? There was multiple.
Well, the one where he got with 4 defenders on it, and he just like ran right past these 4 defenders. And you see Ray Lewis get so pissed. He's like, dude, I don't understand like how you not like let that happen. You know, it's all about angles. It's all about like he's like talking about the play and all. How do you let this as a defensive player you go and hit the ball. You don't go even what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can see how passionate he was. You can see how pissed he was. And it's funny like like I said, these players, regardless how it's been a long time since they played the game, right? They've been retired for a while, but they still have that passion. They still have that fire in them. That's why it's funny how, and I think a lot of these guys have a hard time even watching the game nowadays because they get so like they're like no. This guy's doing it all wrong. You got to do it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Like what are you doing? Like this is the way you're supposed to play. And yeah, it's funny, but I love like. It goes to show you, and I don't think it ever leaves those guys. I think that's why retirement is so hard for some of these players because it's hard for them to just quit. It's like almost like a drug. I think playing the sport is like a drug to them. It's like the biggest high they can ever get.
Oh, absolutely.
And for them to step away from it is so hard, but sometimes they have to because of health reasons and things like that. But when you hear these guys talk about when you see, like I said, when they see a game like that, and especially they're like Jimmy Johnson has a coach in 30 years of the Dallas Cowboys, but he still feels like he's a Dallas Cowboys coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In his mind, he's still the Dallas Cowboys coach.
Leave that.
I'm pretty sure like Strahan probably feels the same thing about the Giants. And if you see the Giants play the way they play sometimes, I bet he gets so fired up.
Oh, I know I do.
I just think
leave the activity.
Yeah, I just think it's to me, it's such a joy the fact that these guys, even no matter how much money they've made, no matter how they're still doing well for themselves, they're still love the game so much that it pains them to see something like a bad game or bad performers or something like that, from their former team.
Oh,
so
absolutely, because it's not the standard.
It's not the standard.
Leave the activity, my guy. trying to switch the scene back.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. There we go.
Thank you.
Sorry, you're welcome. Sorry, I was just kind of. I was going
You're
at it.
fired up yourself.
Man. You
Man.
know, like, dude,
Actually, Raw didn't have bad ratings this week, Pete. 1.4 million is pretty respectful.
for the fact there are those 2 NFL games, that is a pretty good rating.
Yeah.
I didn't think they're gonna get that low. I mean, I think
Bro, what was the name of the guy that smacked that reporter back in the day?
Dr. David Schultz.
Dr. Schultz? Yeah, Grayson Waller just tweeted an image of him, a picture of him. I was like, that's hilarious.
So okay, let's tell Chris what happened. So Grayson Waller and LA Knight were doing an interview at this Australian
Like basically Good Morning America, but the Australian version.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
talk show in Australia. You know, Good Morning America in Australia. So they're doing an interview with these 2 hosts, right? And by the end of the interview, I don't know, one of the reporter or one of the hosts asked, hey, you have a really cool finish. Can we see that finisher and all that? Show us your finisher and all that. And they're like, Ale and Knight's like, no, we can't do that to you because you're gonna get hurt or something
Right.
like that. And then they pull. Oh, how about this guy? They pull one of their
Camera guys.
Yeah.
Interns or whatever.
intern or whatever. It's like, hey, do it on this guy over here. Do it on this guy. And Grayson Waller, and this guy's all kind of like, hey, come on, and then Grayson Waller stands up, like, bro, if you want me to hit you, man, you better call the police because I'm gonna hit you for real. I'm not gonna fake it. I'm gonna punch you for real. So you better. And he got pissed. He's like, this is so disrespectful. Why are you trying to disrespect me right now, man? Why, you really think we're playing around?
Wow.
And see, I understand that people think wrestling, whatever, pro wrestling, yes, it's predetermined, whatever. Yes, we all know that, right?
Right.
But to think that those guys, fake hit each other or fake, whatever, they don't get hurt or they don't, take,
Bumps or anything like that.
yes. If you really think that those guys, oh, yeah, let's take, oh, yeah, we're not going to get hurt if you do your move on us, right? You're dead ass wrong, dude, because they will hurt you. It will hurt. It will hurt bad. So I think it's funny that some people think that. They're ignorant about that. I seen, like I said, Ansa, what was it, one of the old school wrestler back in the 80s, it called Dr. David Schultz. That's his ring name. Anyway, John Stossel, who's a reporter for 2020, asked him that question. Because he asked him, hey, why do you do this business? Oh, because, only the tough survive and, we make good money and blah, 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 this and that. And that's why you don't do it. That's why none of these punks do it and all that. And then he goes, okay, that's great. He's like, well, you got anything else? He's like, all right, I got the standard question. What standard question? I think it's fake. And he just slaps him as hard as he can. It's like, oh, you think that's fake? That's an open-handed slam. You think that's fake? It slapped again.
Oh.
Yeah. And live television. That guy got sued by
By the
John
network?
Stossel.
Oh, by oh.
By the reporter because he thought he had ear loss. He said he claimed that he had an ear loss because of that slap.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. It was. But like I said, you don't go to say that to wrestlers. Don't say it's fake. Don't think that you can. Oh, yeah, I can fight you. Let's fight. Don't think you can be playing around. And think that these guys are not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, not
So-
Exactly.
open hand slap you across your face.
No, but those guys are tough, man. Some of those guys can hurt people, man. They're legitimate tough guys, even though they don't, they're not UFC guys or boxers. There are legitimate tough guys, and they will hurt people. So I think when it comes to any news reporter or anybody like that tries to say stuff like that it's disrespectful to those guys because, those guys get hurt every year. So
Yeah, that's true.
but yeah, you should look up that interview. It's hilarious.
I will. But let's do our picks,
All
gentlemen. All right. First game, which will be on Saturday, 4:30. You got the Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore.
Ravens. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I hesitated
All
for a second, and I was like, no.
Okay.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Then that night, the Green Bay Packers at the San Francisco 49ers.
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 49ers, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers beats the 49ers.
Ooh, he
In,
would.
in the words of the Vince McMahon song, no chance. That's what they got.
It all depends on Purdy, what kind of game he has. If he has a good game, if he has a bad game, it will.
It doesn't depend on Love, who has just as much NFL experience.
I think Love has a better chance of playing a better game than Purdy does.
I don't think so. Not when you have George Kittle, Debo Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey.
And so they have a great team, and we all know they have a great team and a guy with great talent. But
Is Trent Williams playing?
No idea.
I don't know.
Because I'll tell you right now, if one of the greatest left tackles to ever play the game is playing, easy win.
Could you imagine if you had Trent Williams and Jason Kelsey on your team? Oh god.
You win a Super Bowl right there, buddy. Super Bowl winner right there. Because you have all the time in the world. That's what you have, all the time in the world.
And Zach Martin. Oh god. Bless
Yes, I still say 49ers. They're my favorites, but like I said, there will be an upset.
There's only 3 players that are listed as questionable, and that's it. Logan Ryan, safety. Eric Armstead, defensive end, and Dre Greenlaw, linebacker.
Mm.
Okay.
So they're gonna have. They got Joey Bosa. They got Chase
Young.
God bless. Aaron Jones ain't going nowhere. No. That defense is no.
Stacked.
Also, Brandon Ayuk as well on offensive side. Yeah.
I mean, the way it looks like right now, you might have a 49ers and Ravens Super Bowl again. You know what I'm saying? It might look like it one more time. So the way it's the way it's playing out right now, but we don't know. But like I said though, I think there's gonna be a big upset this weekend. I have a feeling. So.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So then on Sunday, first game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel all the way to Detroit Lions. 3:00 on
Sorry,
NBC.
Chris. I'm going Lions.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm going Lions as well.
I understand. But I'm sticking with my Bucks.
Go ahead.
As you should.
Yes, you should.
Sticking with my Bucks. And then for the game of the week, the game of the weekend, and probably all the marbles for the AFC side, the Kansas City Chiefs travel to Buffalo Bills. Chiefs out of Arrowhead Stadium.
First time that Patrick Mahomes plays a road playoff game.
Yes.
No Taylor Swift. We're not gonna see Taylor Swift in the stand.
She probably will be there.
What
With their custom made jacket that she wore at the Bills game or wherever the game that was.
Is she gonna do her silly dance or whatever, or their silly
And
like?
she's getting that crowd hype.
I'm about to say not in Buffalo. They'll throw snowballs at her.
Not in my house. No. No. Bills.
So I'm going Bills, and Bills did beat them earlier in the season, December 10th, in Kansas City, 20-17.
How was that play over there? Everybody saw the controversial play that Mahomes got all mad about.
Oh God.
I mean, which one? It's been so many this year. He's the LeBron James of football.
Dude, I'll be honest, man. There's so much drama in that. I gotta admit, there hasn't been a better rivalry in football in a long time. I actually really like that rivalry between the Bills and the Chiefs.
Like, all right.
When's the last time you seen a good rivalry like that? Because that is.
I mean,
that's a pretty good.
I would say like it was a Philly and Tampa.
Okay.
That was a good rivalry between Warren Sapp and Donovan McNabb. They freaking hated each other.
But I'm saying though, those two teams I don't think like each other. So
no.
I think that's a pretty good rivalry in football right now, man. Bills and Chiefs.
What's the weather going to be like there? That is
snowy.
Both of them like the snow, but Buffalo deals with snow more.
So here's the last since 2000. Let's go 2020. The Bills beat. So the last game this year, Bills beat the Chiefs. Last year in the regular season, Bills beat the Chiefs.
Not in the playoffs though, Ant.
Dude, this is the first time they're playing against each other in Buffalo since 2020.
Wow.
They played 5 times in a row in Kansas City. That's wild.
Yeah.
It is wild.
Two playoff games, yeah, and Buffalo lost them both. One in overtime, and then one not in overtime. But to play a non-division team 6 times in 3 years. That's wild too.
Yeah.
This is their 7th meeting.
Yep.
In 3 years?
No, 6. Yeah, 3 years. 2020, 2021, 22, 23. No, 4 years. But still,
Yeah.
7 meetings in 4 years for a non-division team.
I'm going with Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo as well.
Uh,
I'm gonna look the weather up real quick.
okay.
I'm curious to know what it is. So it's Sunday.
Yeah.
There's small chance it snows, but it's gonna snow up to that day. A high of 27, low of 22.
Mm.
Cloudy.
Good football weather for
I would say
Great
Northerners.
football weather.
For Northerners.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I seen somebody in the Tampa Bay media asked Todd Bowles how they're preparing for the weather in Detroit.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I was like, bro, they've been playing in a dome for 50 years. Like, what?
Oh my god.
That guy definitely doesn't know his football.
I was like, tell me that's not real.
Lord have mercy.
Tell me.
Oh.
Tell me he did not just say that.
You know what? I bet
Tell me he did not just say that.
Todd Bowles was pretty nice about it and kind of was like, you know, like I feel like other coaches will probably be like, "Are you stupid?"
Oh, I definitely like. Could you imagine Belichick getting that question?
No, you know what
Well,
will
they're
be
playing a dome, so I mean, I think it'll be fine. Yeah. So.
I know he doesn't coach. It's not the same sport, but John Tortorella in the hockey.
Oh man, yeah.
he anytime he deals with reporters, he's such an asshole to them. It's hilarious. Like he probably would have been
Kind of
like,
like CM Punk was to the reporters at this media scrum.
I mean, was he addicted to those reporters? I don't know. I think he was just addicted to his own.
One of them he was.
He kind of was, yeah. He can be a dick to the media.
Oh, your Knicks are losing by 2, Pete.
Ah, it's not that bad.
No,
Not that
What
I
is
don't
it?
think. I don't think what's his name's playing again.
First quarter, Brunson.
Yeah, I don't think. Nope. No, Brunson is back.
Okay. Was it first quarter or is it like first half?
Second quarter, they're down by 2.
All right, don't worry. They might come back and win.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Don't worry, Ann. Don't get all stressed. The Knicks will be fine.
All right, let's.
What else? Oh, let's talk about some Echo, gentlemen. Oh, actually, before we move on to Echo, let's talk about video games. Like, I got a quote for you guys
Okay.
from.
Yeah.
So, this week, Ubisoft rebranded their subscription service, Ubisoft Plus. It will be bundled. So now it will bundle multi-platform and PC access for a monthly fee of $17.99. So this is the only option that you have now.
It seems like that was always the case. I think that was the price of it on PC.
I think it's 10 on PC, wasn't it?
Is either 10 or at least 14 or 15, I thought.
So here's the quote that got the internet crazy.
Okay.
So while it may not appeal to everyone, the promise of new releases is likely going to garner some positivity from subscribers. Unfortunately, Tremblay made some comments that were quick to anger a large portion of the gaming community. I don't think it's a large portion. While discussing gamer habits and future growth of subscription services, Tremblay had this to say. One of the things we saw is that gamers are used to, a little bit like DVD, having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. They got comfortable not owning their CD collection or DVD collection. That's a transformation that's been a bit slower to happen in games. As gamers grow comfortable in that aspect, you don't lose your progress. If you resume your game at another time, your progress file is still there. That's not been deleted. You don't lose what you've built in your game or your engagement with the game. So it's feeling comfortable with not owning your games.
So this guy feels like they want to make people feel comfortable not owning games. Is that what that is? Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of like what I mean. Honestly, what Game Pass is right now, right?
I agree with you.
I I don't personally. I'd rather own the game personally. If I'm going to go out and spend money on a game to play that game, I want to be able to own it and play it whenever I want. Now, if it's a game that I'm not too sure about, if it's some subscription service, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll play it all day long.
I am 100% a subscription service gamer.
And that's okay, and that is perfectly fine. I, I just don't. It has to be a game that like I am really unsure about for me not to try to own it.
I don't know. As games get more expensive, like $70. So okay, Ubisoft is like I don't like their pricing. I guess that's part of the reason. Like I don't like what they're doing. $18 is a lot, especially when you look at what I'm getting with Xbox.
Yeah. Oh no no
Getting
no!
way more value with Xbox.
It is, but like you getting every single Ubisoft game day one.
You are, and you're getting the super ultimate hyper
Yeah,
editions
you
of
get
them.
the gold editions of all of them. So I mean
Yeah,
that is an extra $50 within itself as well.
I guess the problem is they need to meet their release schedule then,
Yeah,
because you can't have a Skull and Bones situation
right.
where the game's been pushed back over what 2 years.
More than
Like,
that, four.
be, okay, yeah, and if you think about that, if that's the game I'm subscribing for, and I stay subscribed, which I
Yeah,
don't have to, but I do, I've now dumped a lot of money into their service without the game that they promised.
right. But then
So,
but think of it like this: you have three games from Ubisoft within 2 months of each other.
Avatar, Prince of Persia, Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
But then what?
Are they working on something? I, I don't know what came out last year for them. Actually, to be honest with you, besides Avatar, I think they took a. Well, no,
Didn't they
Assassin's
do?
Creed.
Didn't
Assassin's
they
Creed.
do the Crew? And that Ubisoft?
Yeah, The Crew and Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Assassin's Creed.
Mirage.
What was- yeah, Mirage. So I don't know. How do you feel about the comments, Peter?
I mean, you know how I feel. I'm a guy who likes, owning something physical. Like
Which is weird because you probably rented games all the time in the 90s.
I did, but I like the fact. I understand what you're saying. I get it because yeah, I did rent a lot during the '90s, and I think Game Pass is pretty cool because you can play. You have a variety of games you can play, and so I don't mind subscription. But here's the thing though, I like owning. I like the fact that I have something. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? There's a reason why. If you look at my room over here, why I have all these things. I like the fact that I own these things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It gives me a good feeling that I have these. Same when
Where you don't feel like you're rushed in order to get through it. If you can just take your time and get through it.
I'm a nostalgic guy.
Yeah, I know that too.
You know that for a fact, guys. I'm a nostalgic guy. So let's say, for instance, I play a game that I really enjoy. Let's say I beat it. I like the feeling that I have that game. That one day I can go back and play that game all over again. I like that feeling of having that. The problem with Here's the thing though. This is the reason why sometimes even like Netflix and all these streaming sites like Netflix and Max and Disney Plus sometimes gets kind of get annoyed with them too. Is like, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago. Like you had the Looney Tunes that is owned by Max, that is owned by Warner Brothers, and they took that off of Max.
Yeah.
Like they've had things that's their property.
I haven't really seen anything that's owned by somebody get removed though.
I think they removed the Looney Tunes. I don't think they have.
No,
that.
no. I mean in video game world.
And video
Like
games-
I
no.
don't see Microsoft removing their games. I don't see like Ubisoft removing their games. I don't.
I think the problem though is, and sooner or later, what's going to happen? They will do that because if let's say a game's not that popular, if a game is not really,
Why would they remove it? It's no different than just downloading it from the store. It doesn't
So-
cost them money to
what-
put it up there.
There is a section though on every month where it says leaving Game Pass or leaving PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
It happens though.
Well, yeah, but those are games that they signed contracts with for
Right,
like a year
but
or
like,
whatever
say
it
the fact
is.
if you really did enjoy that game, but you didn't buy it, and you lost your progress. Well, you didn't lose your progress, but like your progress is paused. But now you have to go out and buy the game when it was on a subscription service to begin with.
so let me ask you something, Ant. Here's the thing, though. A lot of times, the reason why this happens, and like for Netflix and Max and Disney Plus or all these streaming sites, for them to drop a show or a movie, it's the fact that they still had to pay. Was it residuals to a
Yeah,
lot
well,
of,
video games don't have that.
but it could
They
eventually.
could.
With
Eventually, they could, and
Oh,
those games probably won't see subscription services.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh boy,
but
could
it's-
you imagine?
But it's yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Like you have some popular games out there, games like Grand Theft Auto, games like
Jesus, I can't even imagine
So-
that.
So, Chris, I'm gonna throw a number out here for you. 216. That's how much money it would cost me to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus for the year. $216.
that's a lot of money.
I'm gonna tell you their release is. It's not really though. Pete, how much are video games?
About $70 right now.
Okay,
So-
so that's 3 video games.
Yeah, but they ain't keep it for the rest of your life. You don't ever.
Okay, okay, but that on an off year, they probably won't have 3 video games. But like, so if you bought any 3 of these games that were released last year, you already made your money back if you played a 4th one.
That is.
I mean,
that is true.
So here's like, plus you have access to their whole existing catalog.
This is
Anyways,
true.
these are the games that were released last year. You had Oddballers, you had The Settlers' New Allies, The Crew Motorfest, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Massage. What the hell is it saying? Freaking Sean Watson Simulator.
Come on,
Just Dance 2024, and then Avatar. Would you have paid? Is there 3 games on there? I would say The Crew, Assassin's Creed, and Avatar.
yeah. I
But
mean,
I
I
also-
bought Avatar.
But here's the thing: is when I said that, I said $70 games. I'm not. You get the $120, $130
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah.
So
You get your money's worth, and Avatar is a long, fleshed out game that feels like a Far Cry game, but you will spend hours upon hours upon hours playing.
So this year they have on the slate so far Prince of Persia, Skull and Bones, Star Wars Outlaws,
Yeah, that's true.
and
That
X Defiant. That's the ones that they have listed for this year. I think X Defiant might be free to play though.
it is.
Yeah, it is. So then skip that one, but you get Star Wars, Skull and Bones, and Prince of Persia like right there. That's already worth it. Plus you got Avatar. I mean, that's like worth the price of admission.
It's at least the price for. Hey, yeah, let me play this. I'm subscribed to it. I'll play it. But then again, like Ubisoft games go on sale like freaking like crazy.
They do.
Because
They do.
Like I bought Avatar for $50. So
Mhm.
and that was the deluxe edition of it that I bought for $50.
Yeah, they do go on sale.
Like I could probably look it up right now. Assassin's Creed is probably on sale.
Mirage, yep. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not hurt by it. I just think it needs to be priced better, or they need to bring more games out to it. Like even if they make deals with indie developers to put games on there,
Yeah, but I mean,
included in their subscription.
but they have a lot in their catalog. You could, I mean, that's all the Division. That's
I know. I'm not saying they don't.
Like right now, the standard edition for Assassin's Creed Mirage is $40.
I want to look at Ubisoft Plus's website.
And then what is it? What is it on?
Yep, you get the deluxe edition if you have every month. Get new customizations, items, boosters, and in-game rewards.
Oh, Avatar went up.
Cancel and come back anytime. You get to also play games 3 days early.
That's true. Yeah. It's kind of like what's it called? That EA Play. The EA Play
I mean,
is only $5 a month.
play hundreds of games on PC with Ubisoft Connect. New releases get day one, early access. Also play selected games with Xbox. Play selected games via cloud with Luna. What are the selected games with Xbox? Do you get Prince of Persia? The Lost Crown, that's what it's called?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you do get that one. It doesn't say if you get Skull and Crossbones though. You do get Motorfest.
Do you get Avatar?
You do get Avatar.
Down boom.
Is it not part of Sony?
No, not yet.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
No. Not yet.
Xbox needs to find a way to get that like in with their subscription, like if like for $25 or something like that.
TV bundle.
Dude, if it was $25 a month, dude, take my money. For Ultimate and Ubisoft, oh hell yeah, dude.
Really?
That's only an extra $10.
What is the max you would go for that? For those both?
10. An
10?
extra 10.
Extra 10?
25.
You want to go 30?
No, because I already feel that at some point they're going to increase Game Pass itself to 20 when the Call of Duty start dropping.
That's possible.
And then it's gonna get that $5 increase anyways.
They need their Warzone money, sir. They need their Warzone money.
They do.
But anyway, all right. Was there anything else
Echo.
in video game news? I don't remember.
No.
Nothing too crazy. Echo it is. Marvel's Echo released Friday. All 5 episodes released on Disney Plus and Hulu at the same time. Gentlemen, what did you guys think of it?
Who wants to go? Should I?
Go ahead, Pete.
I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. It's only 5 episodes, so it went really quick. I love the fact that this is the first, I think, Marvel project that was MA, like TV MA. It really felt like you're watching the Netflix Marvel shows like Daredevil and Punisher. Like,
So was it the first that was MA, considering something became canon?
Well, the whole series became that.
Yeah.
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, let's talk about that later. I mean, it's not necessarily Marvel did not really make. I'm saying Disney did not really make those shows.
Yeah.
This is the first Disney like made show that is actually TVMA, which is pretty cool. There were some violent scenes. Definitely felt like you're watching Daredevil or Punisher on Netflix. I mean, it was pretty gritty, pretty violent. I liked the fact that it also felt. I think, to me, Disney's getting better on making TV shows. Like, it seems to me the first couple years, kind of a little rough, seemed really episodic. Now it's feeling more like you're having a nice
cohesive story.
Yeah, you have more ensemble cast, a more cohesive story. Like it's like you're going from one episode to another, telling us,
Yeah, you build into something, kind of a thing.
Building something, exactly. Something that I feel like they haven't really done well in previous Marvel shows or just Disney shows in general, because I feel like the same with Star Wars TV shows. This one actually felt like that. Like, you got a nice ensemble cast. You had a good, you're building something good, story that was getting built during the season. Even those 5 episodes still was a pretty cool story getting being built. wasn't too crazy about the last one episode. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about like I thought it was a little bit plot armor where like spoiler alert if anybody's watching it if you want to watch this. In the last episode, of course, Kingpin ends up like taking her family hostage and practically has his own army ready to kill her tribe or people and all that, and somehow everybody escapes unscathed. And I felt like you know, that's plot armor right there because I feel like if really in real life, I think somebody would have been killed. Of like either one of her family members or people would have been hurt. Like it just seemed too much like plot armor. No, that's my only complaint. I think that and the power definitely was kind
That
of
that
strange to me.
that whole power aspect thing is where it lost me.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is so grounded. This is pretty cool. This is pretty interesting. And then all of a sudden, powers. I was like, okay, now I'm done.
Yeah,
You lost me.
Agree with you because I like the fact the whole show is very grounded throughout the whole. Like every episode felt grounded. Every episode felt like okay, this could really happen. Now I get it. It's in the Marvel universe. I get it. So we're talking about all these superheroes and all these powers and all these things that exist in this world.
It just felt like it didn't. It felt like it didn't fit.
Yeah, I felt like she didn't need to. They need to go with her character. I felt like already her character was interesting without having these unique powers that she had. Because it just felt weird to me. Because it felt like, okay, she's using all these martial arts skills. She's also, and in the comic books she has like this photographic memory where she can copy anybody's fighting styles and things like
Kind
that.
of like
So
a
that's
Taskmaster in a way.
yeah, it's like Taskmaster, exactly like that character. Like so, I was really, I kind of like that, especially because she's deaf. So instead of like, she uses her eyesight as a way of like, helping herself out, overcome things. That's another thing too. I was kind of weird the fact that I felt like in Hawkeye, when you get introduced to her, you kind of see that, right? Her being, like having that photographic memory,
Yeah.
even reading lips. But throughout the whole thing, she had a hard time even reading lips and all that. Like I thought that she could do that really well, like read lips, because like
I thought
even
so
with
too.
Kingpin, he did the whole sign language thing. But I mean, I thought she doesn't need to, like everybody was kind of like she's just looking at people like it's all silent and she doesn't know what's going on. But then she needs sign language enough to understand what's like to communicate.
Wasn't it so Kingpin could understand?
No, yes, but like you notice though, like when she's like when people are talking, she can't comprehend what they're saying. Like she kind of seems lost. Like I felt like she couldn't read lips.
She had
They
like
didn't
a
really.
lost face on her, like, but everyone else
Yeah.
was signing to her, and then
Exactly.
like even though the fact like she could read lips, but like
Yeah.
everybody was literally signing to her, and even with the fact the whole Kingpin eye thing, which was actually pretty interesting invention. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
that was actually pretty
Yeah.
cool. And
was
him
cool.
him talking and then doing the sign language, then was like, okay, so what's the point of you showing me in the Hawkeye that she could read lips and didn't really need?
That's what I'm saying though. It felt like they. That's one thing I always feel they do bad, and they're not really connecting everything really well. They tend to do something without it having any reference to the old show or the previous stuff, and be like, "This is kind of like what happened in this."
And that's the thing. They reference Hawkeye and they still messed it up.
Because I think they're so like I get it. She's a deaf character. I understand, like sign language, and they did a great job with the sign language throughout the whole.
Absolutely.
And I love the fact they represented her culture. They did a great job with that.
Yeah.
I thought like it wasn't stereotypes. Some they didn't do no racial stereotypes of the Native Americans. They actually showed a really normal group of people who still like represent their culture very well. To feel like modern people who represent their culture. I love that. That was great. That's the way you should do it. I feel like if you're gonna do that, do it right. Do it like in a way where like you're not trying to do some stereotypical stuff and all. It felt natural, felt real.
Yeah.
And that's the best, And it didn't feel forced too, which I like. It did not feel forced whatsoever. I just felt like they didn't need that aspect. I felt like the show was great. Yes, that the show shouldn't have been like You already have their culture being represented. You don't need to kind of go back to, oh, well, she's like has all these people who are like
Echoing
past,
through her and
yeah, echoing through her. You don't need to be. That to me was a little bit too much of that. Like, though, but I said everything about the show, besides that, was very good.
yeah,
The action scenes or the fighting scenes are great. The gritty drama, the drama's great between with her and her family. Very good, well done. Felt like a gritty, violent show, which I love. And Kingpin, of course, is a great
I thought
villain.
the soundtrack was really good too.
It was. I agree. The soundtrack is great.
Yeah. Fight
No,
scene, Daredevil fight scene was fantastic. The fight scene at the roller rink was freaking awesome.
good camera work also. Very good. Cinematography. There's a lot of things, but I think sometimes with Marvel, more like less is more.
The
Less
train scene was cool too.
It was. But less is more sometimes. Less is more. Remember that because sometimes you don't need to go all out. You don't need to have superpowers. You need to have all these other things about it. Less is more. The more grounded it is, sometimes it's a better because especially when you're introducing this type of world, the more of the vigilante world,
yeah,
like that's what we want to see. If you can do that with Daredevil, that'd be great. You need to go to that others, like, oh well, she has these powers and she has these things and her family background. I'm already interested in her family, not the history of the, but I'm interested in her family and how, like I said, they still represent their people. They still, do their culture.
right.
But in like I said, you understand their culture without having to feel like, hey, let's, because even like I remember the first episode, that whole like alien kind of thing. I'm like, am I watching the right show? Is this
Yeah,
Echo?
yeah. That like sitting there, question was like, let me pause this real quick. You're like, oh yeah, this
I
is
was
Echo.
I'm like, is this Echo? What is going on with this alien thing coming out of whatever? And then I'm like, okay, oh, I now I get it. It's a Native American woman. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, this is Echo. But I'm like, what is this? This is so weird.
Yeah,
I was kind of taken aback by it. But like I said, overall, definitely a good start. If this is what they're gonna do, I just think that Marvel needs to tone it down. Stop doing too much stuff. You don't need all this other extra crap. Let's cut
Yeah.
the fat. Let's go back to the basics and just go from there.
yeah,
I think like and then going back to your whole now the Netflix Marvel TV shows are canon.
yeah,
Mhm.
The reason why is because supposedly when they're filming Daredevil, the TV show, the first 4 episodes are pretty much Matt Murdock being a lawyer and not even like donning the Daredevil suit. The whole first episodes was just that. It was also very episodic too, the TV series. So they have to scrap all that and went back to the whole. Well, what made Daredevil TV series on Netflix so popular? Oh, let's the gritty action scenes, the fight scenes, things like that. So they went back to that. So I'm like, I
Also
think
going back to Foggy Nelson and Karen Page.
yes, I'm happy they did that. The only thing that concerns me if everything is canon, I mean, are they doing the whole Danny Rand storyline and the Defenders? Because that kind of stunk. The
yeah.
Defenders kind of stunk. The what they
That
did
might
with
have, but Colleen Wigg's awesome.
Collingwood was awesome. What I hated what they did with the hand. I thought the hand was awesome until Defenders, because the hand is supposed to be a Japanese
Like
organization.
the foot.
Yes, like the Foot Clan, and they completely went different. Like Sigourney Weaver's in charge of it, and so freaking weird the whole thing. Like I didn't understand what they were doing.
It was
Like
weird.
it was very weird. So is that canon now? Because I rather them not. If they're gonna introduce a hand again, I love to be just a Japanese ninja organization. Like
That,
that's what I want to
that's
see.
probably what it ended up being.
Hopefully.
That's probably what it ended up being.
Anyways, I said my piece. You can guys go right ahead and tell me what you think.
I agree with everything you said. It did lose me with the magic, and I was like, "This is very it didn't feel like very unnecessary, but it felt like everything was great up until the magic. That's where it kind of like lost me, and I was like, okay,
It was just weird too because like she did something to Kingpin, and like whatever took his pain away and all that, and then just Kingpin was like, "What did you do to me?"
what did you do to me?
And then he just
How
leaves,
could you do me like this?
and then he just leaves, and you're like, "That's it?" I mean, he just leaves, and you're like,
Yeah, that was kind of weird because it didn't really explain what happened.
Like,
"Yeah." It didn't explain what happened. He just leaves, and
where's
they
my
just
wife, Vanessa? Where is she?
Yeah. Like it's just kind of like, wait a minute. So you have all your goons in there. Yeah, at least like I mean, they must have had at least 100 guys in there, all armed to the teeth.
Yep.
And
But then
you tell me
that scene felt like Tropic, not Love and Thunder, Thor: Love and Thunder, where like everyone got powers. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The grandma has powers. The cousin that has powers.
It was like, okay, all right.
But they've always had powers.
She
Yeah,
was
I
just
don't know.
able to awaken them with her. She was able to echo.
No, she actually explained it in one of the earlier episodes when they were talking at the table that the powers come at the time of need from the ancestors.
But
Like they can't control them; they only happen when it's like they're in a time of need.
that didn't happen when the dad got
Like-
killed. Didn't
Huh?
come in time of need when the dad got killed. When the mom was in a car accident, didn't come in time of need.
No,
then.
it did happen when the mom was in the car accident.
But like, what about the dad?
She saved Echo.
Saved Echo. Yes, I understand that. Came in time we need to save Echo, but Echo didn't remember, I guess. And then what happened with Dad? Dad got killed.
What dad?
Her dad.
Her dad.
Who, Echo's dad?
Yes.
Yeah.
She wasn't getting the powers then, and probably the ancestors hated her dad because he got the mom killed.
I just
The dad wasn't in the bloodline. The bloodline was the females.
Is it just the females?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just the females. Because she was like the first she was like the first warrior, like like the original one that came out of the cave,
Okay.
and then it went to the females, like all the generations of females.
I don't know, man. I still kind of like. I still feel like it's very weird. The whole like. It doesn't.
It's different because of how grounded the series is. I agree with you on that.
It's unnecessary.
But
it was unnecessary because it didn't. It's not like.
I also it is a little confusing, but I also don't want them to have to explain everything in every last detail. Like I kind of want something like mystic about it.
It's fine, but I just feel it was unnecessary because like it felt like the show itself was very good without it. Like
I do think at the end though she should have had to choose between who to save.
yeah, well that's another thing too. I feel like the biggest. I gotta admit though, like I think like season 2 Loki was great because to me that's how you should do a TV show, right? Where a character feels some loss in the in the end, right? Like you never you don't get that happy ending with Loki. You know?
But Loki's not technically dead either. He's just holding together the
Dead,
timeline.
but I mean, he really doesn't like. I mean, the fact that he's gonna be there for eternity.
Now Kang's probably dead in the MCU.
Oh yeah.
Well, now he is. At least Jonathan Majors King. We don't know if there's gonna be another one.
There'll be a different Kang.
But I'm saying though, like I feel like that show you actually got an ending where you're like, oh, that sucks for him. But I mean, it's cool, but it also sucks.
Yeah,
It was like a wrapped up ending. This one is just like, I'm not even sure.
but I also don't think this is the last time we see Echo.
No, it's not. But
It's not.
I'm also don't think like, I don't even know where we're going from here. This is.
Oh, it's still gonna be with Kingpin. He's probably gonna blame her for messing with his like inner like self, like taking away his memories and stuff,
You took away my memories.
or doing whatever she did.
I don't know who I am anymore.
I do
I even
really.
love Vanessa anymore?
I do like the fact that he ends like that the end credit scene where he's like on his plane and like saying discussing with one of his associates like, oh, we need to do something, we need to kind of talk to her, like, and then like he looks at a like a TV and all that, and somebody's talking about the like, well, oh, it should be the next mayor, oh, it should be somebody who's not a
Yeah.
politician. I love that too. It's like saying someone who's tough, someone can take punches and give it right back, and does, and then
That's
he's
me.
always yes. I
I can
actually
do
that
those
would be,
things.
if he can be mayor of New York and they continue that storyline, like they maybe uh they do a new TV series of, when they do Daredevil, when the TV series of Daredevil comes out and he's a mayor of New York, or maybe the next Spider-Man movie, or maybe the next Punisher TV series, and Kingpin's a mayor of New York. That'd be pretty awesome because with all that power that Kingpin will have as mayor, all these vigilantes will be public enemy number one. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
They'll be on the, yeah, like he has all the police officers at his disposal to get Spider-Man and Daredevil and Punisher.
They could be on the
So
hit list.
And Luke
yep,
Cage, bring him
and
back.
Luke Cage. Um,
Jessica Jones.
yep,
Get them
I
all.
think I think that'll be pretty awesome in a storyline if they can do it right. Um, No, like I said, I don't hate it, and I don't. I just feel like my thing is for me, if Marvel is gonna get me back to being a fan again, you have to do something that feels interesting, grounded, and also take chances. Do something that actually like I've always felt Marvel the first couple of phases,
Hmm.
they had no problem killing a major character off, or at least make the story kind of
Killing the character off just to bring him back at a later time.
like who?
Like Red Skull, like Bucky Barnes, like. You want me to keep going?
I mean, like almost like every single villain in the freaking universe. Every villain needs to have a backstory. Every villain needs to have a freaking, or is just misunderstood.
Yeah, they need to have a redemption arc.
Yeah, I'm really tired of that.
Yeah, I just want somebody that's evil.
Yeah,
Like freaking, what's his name? High evolutionary. Just be freaking evil. I don't give a damn about your backstory story. Just be evil.
oh, and he's to me, he's one of the, if not the best villain. Like when it comes to most hated, yeah, I think he is the most hated villain on the MCU. I can't think of anybody worse than him. Like the thing with Kingpin, though, I mean, he's a pretty bad villain, but you kind of sympathizes with him because of his childhood. Even
Yeah,
Thanos has,
it's
even
like,
Thanos has
you
a
just-
reason.
You have to reason with him. You have to like,
Yeah.
oh, child, you're just misunderstood. I am so sorry.
Yes.
No, just be freaking evil and just be like, you know what? I'm killing people. Or
Yeah.
I'm snapping my fingers and half the universe disappears, and I don't really care. And you want to stop me? Try it. That's all I want. Anthony, real quick, what are your thoughts
Yes.
on Echo?
Best Marvel TV show yet, I thought. Not like including the Netflix ones, but Disney Plus TV show.
Even better than Hawkeye?
Yeah, I liked it better in
I'll
Hawkeye.
be honest, I think Hawkeye's the best now because the fact that I did not care for Hawkeye in the end because I thought they killed the Kingpin. I thought that's
Bro, we know they didn't kill Kingpin. Stop. You didn't have to
about
see
that?
it.
Dude, they've
I-
wasted.
I didn't think they were going to do that.
Yeah, I didn't think they would either.
I don't think so either, but you never know. I felt like
I
they could
would
have been.
say you just like the dance scene at the end, Pete.
That was stupid.
Oh, the musical?
But no, I would say probably if I had to like go in order, I would probably say mine is I'd probably say Echo. I have like Miss Marvel and Hawkeye would probably be my second and third. I don't know which order I'd put them in.
Okay.
Then I'd probably say Loki season 2 and then WandaVision and then the rest are just whatever. They're there.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. All right.
I just get really annoyed with the Captain or the Falcon and Winter Soldier one because dude, the ending with US US agent or
Yeah.
whatever is so annoying. It's
Agreed.
so annoying.
It's annoying because he was a good villain.
Yeah, and they're like, why does he have to be a good guy at the end again? It's exactly what you said, Chris.
I know. I know.
That's the most annoying part about that whole entire because that was a good season, and then you have that crap.
Yeah.
Like he was turned out to be a really good villain, and it kind of like wasted that. They wasted the
What other
whole.
TV shows did they have?
She-Hulk.
No.
I think that's the worst show.
Probably.
Yeah,
Even though it's the one show that answered your question about the Eternals, Chris.
Yeah. It's the only
The
show.
Hand. It's the only show.
It's the only show, the only reference to the whole freaking universe.
That's the only Marvel TV show where I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I'm not
You
gonna
know
watch.
what? I do need to go back and watch stuff like Hawkeye though, because I'll be honest with you, like when I went back and watched WandaVision like straight through,
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it more than I watched it the first time. Still had some issues with the end,
Yeah.
but definitely enjoyed it more like watching it straight through. I think that's why I like Echo, because I was able to just like watch it straight through.
Yeah.
I didn't have to wait every week for another episode. I think like that like really takes me out of the shows because like when you have like 8 episodes, it's like 2 months later since I started the original
Right.
show.
Now, okay. See, I did like Miss Marvel, but I like Falcon and Winter Soldier more, even though the ending kind of.
See, I like that show. I liked a lot of the down to earth stuff between him and his sister that they were like discussing. I like that because like that stuff you don't really hear. It's like, well, what are there's no off season for a superhero, right? Like
Yeah.
you got real world problems still. I like that part of it.
I didn't care for the Slack Smashers. I thought that was kind of like you try to.
Yeah, I didn't really care for the. Well, that's like, and that's probably why I didn't like Secret Invasion that much either, because I felt like
yeah, totally
that was
forgot
kind
about
of.
that.
You know what? I forgot about that show. That might be the worst, actually. Secret Invasion was pretty bad. Like that whole, oh man, that was pretty bad. Like the whole, it started off really good, and then they kind of went down.
Oh, the first episode was, but that's like their MO, dude. Like their first episode's always freaking great.
Yeah,
every show has a great first
Echo.
episode.
Let's bring in freaking Daredevil for 6 minutes for like a for like a one shot scene.
Yeah,
and like after that, nope, he's gone.
You know, and that's a shame too, because I would love to see him kind of like in the end, like Daredevil, like maybe pop up, or I don't know how they would have done it, but I'm saying though that would have been cool if they can pull that off, right? But instead, like it's like, oh man, come on, it's just like it's like the little tease.
Yeah, Moon Knight was another one.
Damn.
Moon Knight, it had like one awesome episode, and then after that, it just never really like that really cool episode when you thought he was like all crazy and all that.
But he was actually, that was the end.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But
I just
the one thing I gotta say, like I did really like about Moon Knight is I thought that it had really great cinematography in it.
Yes,
it did.
But story wise, it's lacking.
And Oscar Isaac was such a good actor. He had such a great performance. Yeah. Like.
So the next couple shows we have are Agatha Darkhold Diaries, Eyes of Wakanda, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Is that a cartoon?
Yes.
I think it's a cartoon. Yes.
Freshman year.
What? It's called Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
But they changed it from freshman year to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
So it's Peter Parker's origin stories in the early days using the Spider-Man persona are explored while Norman Osborn becomes his mentor.
Yeah.
Wait, but is Norman Osborn even in the MCU?
No.
Like that doesn't even make any sense. So is it not?
It's like X-Men '97 since they're
okay.
doing
It's set in an alternate reality
Yeah.
from the main MCU
Yeah.
continuity.
So it's kind of like the X-Men '97 new season.
Charlie Cox voices Matt Murdock, reprising the role from the previous MCU media. The series also features Osborn and Otto Octavius, following the appearance of other versions of characters in Spider-Man No Way Home, along with Scorpion and Doctor Strange from prior MCU media, and Nico Minoru, who appeared in The Runaways. Okay. Interesting. Then you have Marvel Zombies, Daredevil Born Again
Is
Next
that
year.
coming out this year, and or is it
Next
next year?
Next year.
next year, and
If
it's
not,
also going to be released in 2 9-part episodes. So that's going to do like one season, but like part 1, part 2.
Okay.
Dude, yeah, 2025, and then Ironheart.
that shame they got pushed back so much. God bless.
And then the future is Wonder Man. They've already renewed Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man for a second season.
Yep.
Untitled Nova series,
And
What If,
season 3?
and then Vision Quest. And there's one on here that they didn't mention. Did it get canceled? They were supposed to do a Shang-Chi TV show, weren't they?
They were.
Did that get canceled?
I think. I don't know. I think that's up in the air at the moment.
Interesting. I also wanted to mention, because we were talking about all the Marvel TV stuff and Disney Plus stuff. I thought both of their specials were really good, as well. The one with One Night, Werewolf by Night, and
Yeah.
the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yeah.
I thought both of them were really
Yeah,
good.
they were really good. I agree with you.
So
I enjoyed those.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's funny too because I didn't think I was gonna like Werewolf by Night, and I watched, and I'm like,
yeah,
wow.
I never watched the color version of it, and I don't know if I would like it.
No. I
like
stick-
it
stick
as the
to-
original
yeah,
vision.
stick
Yeah,
with the original
black and
version
white.
and leave it alone.
Yeah.
Well, plus it I don't know, it felt special. Like it felt
Yeah.
different and special. Like I feel like it'd just be like any other Marvel property if it was
Didn't
like
the
in
end,
color.
like, wait a minute, didn't the end it's kind of like Wizard of Oz where they color?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was, and it kind of ruins the whole that whole moment.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So then, what
So-
would you guys like to watch this week?
Maybe True Detective, since it's on right now on Max, right?
I could do that.
You can do that.
You want to do that, Chris?
We can do that.
I've
I was
heard-
thinking Killers of the Flower Moon since it's on Apple TV.
Oh, do you have it?
It's
we
on
can do
Apple
that.
It's on Apple TV.
I'll have to get your login again.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, let's do that since actually we should probably do that since it's Oscar
Since
season.
Oscar
since
season?
it's a 3.5-hour movie, let's just get
Yeah.
it over
Oh,
with.
jeez, you're killing me, Chris.
Well, let's just get it over with. That's what.
Yeah.
You're right, Chris. Let's do that instead because it is Oscar season, and
Golden Globes,
What-
Globes,
Yeah.
and Emmys just happened.
well, what do you think? Of,
Emmys is TV, right?
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think of the Emmys? I think Succession won big again.
Yeah.
Oh, the 23rd is. So next Tuesday they'll be announcing the
Okay.
nominations.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That gives us content for Wednesday. That and the Xbox stuff.
Okay, great.
Because that's gonna be a long one. I know that's long because
If Oscars are gonna what next?
So here's the rumor. Do you guys want to hear the rumor ones?
yeah.
yeah, sure.
American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, or it's Maestro, right?
Maestro.
Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. That's the ones that they're saying are the favorites.
Okay.
The Holdovers is on Peacock, so if we want to watch that one the
Really?
following week, we can.
Okay.
I actually heard good things about it.
Yeah, I heard it kind of looks like, and I know I'm like being like pretty. It's okay. It looks like it, but I know it's going to be like completely different. But it kind of looks like a Christmas version of like, what's that movie that I watched not too long ago? The '80s movie, Pete, where they're in detention.
Oh, you talking about Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club. So I think it's kind of similar like that, though. It's like a Christmas. It's like so over Christmas break.
Oh,
some
yeah.
kids at this boarding
Yeah.
school don't have
Yes.
anywhere to go home to, so they
Yes.
stay at the boarding school.
Yes, and
So
it's just,
I
just
feel
Paul
like it's going to be
Giamatti,
kind of
the
similar.
student,
Yeah.
and the Falcon woman that's there.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think that'll be. I think I've heard nothing but good things about it, so it'll probably be a good movie.
I think we're probably movies that we will enjoy. I think Holdovers will be one. I know. I think American Fiction will be another. I've
Yeah.
heard good things about it too.
I think
And-
Poor Things we might like.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you know,
I hear it's really weird.
hey, Greek Man directed that. I'm sorry, I take pride in that. Because there's not too many Greek directors out there, and he's from Greece, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
But anyway, what I was gonna say, Yeah, I think this year it's pretty some good strong nominations. I think Oppenheimer will be the favorite. I think Oppenheimer is going to sweep the
Oh,
whole
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oscar.
probably.
Can't freaking
I
wait.
think so. I
What's
think so.
past lives?
I don't know what that is. I'm excited for. Actually, you know what? I'm actually excited to put on my freaking Oscar hat and actually just watch Killers of the Flower Moon with no distractions
Have
or
you not
anything.
watched it yet?
I mean, it was on, but I didn't really pay attention to it too much.
Gotcha.
You say it's on Peacock or no Apple TV, right?
Apple TV.
Killers on Flower Moon, Apple TV.
Yeah.
Okay, and the holder's on Peacock, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Holdovers on Peacock.
And there was an Maestro's on Netflix. So
Yeah.
Maestro, what's that about?
Like the
Bradley Cooper plays a conductor.
I like Bradley Cooper. I
Yeah.
like.
directed by him as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Actually, I like Bradley Cooper. I'm actually a fan
I think
of
it's in black and white as well.
Yes,
So
it is.
it. Okay.
and it
I-
has Carrie Mulligan in it, and I hear she's a good actress, right?
Yes.
Is it funny to me that like some actors are so consistently good? Like anything they do is always good. Like
I think some of them are know like what to pick as well.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. But it's always like the cream of the crop who always gets these roles and always get these, you know, like it's just weird to me because I always feel it's the same people in the same movies, always, like up for nominations, doesn't it?
Yeah. The Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, exactly. She's always either being nominated or is in some Oscar nominated movie. It's kind of like the usual suspects or wasn't another one? Swinton, Teal
Yeah.
Swinton,
Yeah.
always like doing these movies. Like it always
Yeah,
feels
like Chronicles of Narnia.
I wouldn't consider Oscar nominated, but it's good.
Good movie. I like that movie.
And she plays a very good villain too.
She does.
Really, yeah. But yeah, Oscar season. I'm kind of excited. Let's see some of these movies.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So, Flowers of the Killing Moon. Is that what it's called?
Killers of the Flower. Wow. Killers of the Flower Moon. Yes, that's what it's called.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Okay.
Scorsese,
This is from Scorsese, right?
Yep.
yes, sir. DiCaprio and
De Niro.
De Niro.
And Lily
And-
Gladstone, which is getting a fantastic appreciation. She's gotten a not
Is this her first movie?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's won.
And it has,
she's already won a Golden Globe from it.
Has Chris's boy in it, Jesse Plemons.
Yeah,
Chris loves that guy.
I do actually.
I know he's good in date night.
Yeah, he was great in Date Night.
Yeah, he was. He was great in. Honestly, dude, I really like him from Friday Night Lights, the TV show.
I've never watched a TV show.
Dude, you gotta watch it. That's such a good TV show. Such a good TV show.
No. Speaking of good TV show, he's a great villain in Breaking Bad, dude. I hated him in Breaking
Yeah, oh,
Bad.
yeah, he was. He was a good villain.
Hated him in Breaking Bad. Meth Damon right there.
Okay.
Matt Damon.
Game Night, The Irishman, Battleship. He was good in the Antlers. I liked him in Antlers.
Isn't that a messed up movie? The messed up horror movie.
Yeah, it was pretty
I,
good.
I don't really know the details, but I heard it's pretty messed up.
Oh, it was pretty messed up. Oh yeah, he was also in Judas and the Black Messiah with
play one of the FBI agents.
Yep, Lakeith Stanfield, sir, your boy.
My boy indeed. My boy indeed.
You know what, and if this is some movie you need to watch with Lakeith Stanfield, it needs to be Uncut Gems. I don't think you watched that movie, have you?
I have not watched that movie
That's
yet.
a great freaking
Okay. Time out. Flag on the play. Hold on. You have so many movies with this man to watch at your disposal, which most
That's
of them are on my Vudu, by the way.
I'll need to get busy.
Judas and the Black Messiah. Sorry to bother you. Hold on. I didn't know there's got to be more.
I'll just search him on IMDb and just go right down the list.
He was great in Knives Out, which you've already seen.
Yep, he was really great in that Netflix show or movie.
Yeah,
That was
well,
so good. The Harder They fall.
The Harder They
yeah,
Fall.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, so good in that.
Honestly,
The
man,
photograph. Great love story, by the way. Valentine's
yeah.
Day is coming up. You can watch it with your wife.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, like I honestly think like I remember watching him on Cut Gems, and like his performance was very raw to me. Like it felt like okay, like it felt like a
Oh man,
real.
I gotta watch Straight Outta Compton. He plays Snoop in that.
Yes.
Oh, he had a small role of Snoop. Yeah, you never watched
He's
Straight Out. Wait a minute, wait
Nah.
a minute. You never watched Straight Outta Compton,
Nope, which is crazy considering how big of an Ice Cube fan I am.
dude? Ice Cube's the best guy in that movie, man.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, he's a big time WWE guy.
Yeah, I heard he's a big wrestling fan actually.
Yeah, he is.
He's
But,
also
dude-
the girl in the Spider's Web.
Wait, I'm still shocked they haven't watched Straight Outta Compton.
I know. I'm shocked I haven't watched it either. Like I said, considering how much of an Ice Cube fan I am.
Well, not only that, like NWA, man, that literally started the whole gangster rap, man.
I was listening to Ice Cube records before Pete even met me.
yeah, pretty, yeah.
Dude, I was always bumping some Ice Cube records, man. That's my shit. Today was a good day.
probably the most unappreciated rapper I think of all time because I really think he's one of the best. Like,
Well, he pushes rhymes like
Underappreciated?
weight.
I don't feel like that. I always feel he's never like.
I only feel like you think he's underappreciated because he's looked at more as an actor.
Not only that, I just don't think he's got that ghost status like he should have sometimes. Because I think people say Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, and all that, but I think Ice Cube should definitely be on that list. I think if you
I think he would be in the. Ooh.
goat status,
Your okay. Give me your Mount Rushmore of rappers.
Tupac, Eminem. Got to put Biggie. You know, I got to put Ice Cube in there too.
What about Dre?
No. Even though The Chronic is one of the best rap albums of all time, I still feel
That's
Dre.
true. He ain't lying on that one.
But at the same time, though, Snoop was there too.
What about Jay-Z? You don't like Jay-Z?
You know, like what was it? Like some of those studio rappers.
What about Nas, man?
Nas is very good. He's very
Nas
good.
is excellent.
But you know, to me, to be a
Busta?
great
What, dude? You forget Wu-Tang?
a group,
Wu-Tang?
ensemble. You can't include
Okay. We're going inside. Method Man then.
rappers to be the best rapper.
METHOD man.
Be the best rapper, you have to have great lyrics. You have to have some emotion behind your lyrics, and you need to be kind of iconic. And I feel like Tupac is definitely up there. No question.
Kanye?
Too messed up.
You can't say that.
Well,
You can't say that, dude.
okay. Minus like the the
he-
Yeezus era.
No, he's amazing. I'm not gonna take anything away. But is it like sometimes a lot of these rappers are studio rappers too? Like they're studio, like
Oh,
literally.
Drake is
they
a
got-
studio rapper, 1000%.
Yeah, like they got all these people writing music for him. They got the beats. They got everything about it. You know, they're not like, you know, I feel like they're not going out there and just like, dude, don't get me wrong, Kanye is phenomenal though.
But
I
he
mean,
did,
if you look,
he did go to he did go to Timbaland to try to help him fix a beat. So it's
Yeah.
not he got the beat down. Timbaland helped him get the beat for I think Stronger.
I'm just saying though, if you look at some of his like early work, man, freaking Kanye was phenomenal. His early work was great. You know, later on he's just becoming a little bit more like whatever. But what?
No, I'm
What?
just thinking.
I'm
Your-
just, dude. That's
your
that's my Mount Rushmore.
Mount
That's
Rushmore?
my. I think so. Tupac, Biggie. I would say Ice Cube, man, and Eminem. That's my. I know.
Busta
Like
Rhymes?
no, I love Busta, but no, I don't put him in.
This
there,
guy's
man.
just East Coast hating.
What do you mean East Coast hating? Biggie is East Coast.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Biggie is East Coast. Dude, like like I said, I put Ice Cube because like if you listen to No Vaseline, he just destroyed the NWA, man. Like NWA was destroyed after No Vaseline. Look, one of the best rap songs ever. He completely demolishes the NWA after that. Um, and Tupac is just, I don't know, man. Like, dude, the thing about Tupac too, man, like he made so many albums so quickly. Like, he has so many hit songs so quickly in such a short, time span. Like, you think if he kept continuously doing, he'll keep on going. He wouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Rushmore
Biggie
was
is,
at 4, right? So
yeah,
Yeah.
I say
okay.
four, but that's my Mount Rushmore.
All right.
Like,
So I'll say Tupac, Dre, Eminem. Oh, blessed be thy name. Oh, I wouldn't even put Biggie there. I might put Snoop there, honestly.
the reason I put Biggie, dude, his flow was so good.
He has a good
He had
flow, but like I'm
like,
not
such a
into his
good
music as
flow.
much as I was into Pac and Eminem.
Don't get me wrong. No, I hear you. I just like if you hear like his flow, like his raps, his beats, his flow, man, he is so good at it. Now, still though, like it's only two albums. Would he continually being that good later on? I
You know
don't
who's
know.
underrated? Ghostface Killer.
He's great though, but
Or
I
Twista,
love
for that matter.
Okay, best rap group of all times, Wu Tang, no question. Wu Tang is the best rap group
Well,
of
that's
all
because
time.
ain't nothing to fuck with.
If you look at like NWA and all these other guys, but I think Wu Tang is definitely the best rap group of all time, no question. I don't think no rap group comes close to that. Not because there's so many members of the Wu Tang Clan, and they're so good, and they all like kind of like bounce off each other with their talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, individually, some of them are really good. I still think put them in a group, they're phenomenal. But like individually, they're pretty good too. But they're not like compared to Tupac or all these other guys. I think they're just like I mean, like I said, man. Okay, like this is why also Ice Cube is great because he started that whole NWA, man. I think he was the talent of that group. He was the writer. He was like the one who really came up with, like Drake came up with the beats. He's a
Yeah.
producer. Ice Cube came up with the lyrics. Ice Cube came up with all like the message, and don't get me wrong, Easy E was from the streets. He was like the guy who he had the reputation, but Ice Cube was the one with the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying, Cube, no, dude. Look, like I said, listen to Cube, man. Cube is great, man. Cube, like, there's bass in his fucking voice all the time. There's such bass and such like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Cube is up there, man. That's why I say Mount Rushmore.
What about Andre 3000, man?
Mm,
As a group, Outkast is awesome. Individually, they're very good too. As a group, they're better.
I agree with you, but Andre 3000 is awesome.
I say as a group, they're better.
Andre 3000 was awesome, but as
And B.O.B. had one freaking dope ass album, but then after that, I don't know what happened to him.
As a group, they're great. They're awesome.
Dude, that B.O.B. album though, that was some good shit back in the day. Had Airplanes on there.
Yeah.
That was a good song. The song with Bruno Mars,
Yep.
Beautiful Girls. Dude, freaking the one with Weezer.
Yep.
I've got the magic in me. Oh man, what a great album that was, dude. That album was
Hey,
dope
wait,
as
who's
hell.
your Mount Rushmore, man? Chris said his. Who's yours?
Well, you don't let me put ensembles in there, so you're killing me right there.
No, you can't. You have to pick rappers. They have to be
I
individual.
I'll probably go. I probably go Dre. I probably go. I go Dre. Cube, Busta, and Eminem.
No Tupac. That's crazy.
No Tupac or Biggie.
Wow. See,
Dude, I'm going with what I listen to.
okay, I understand that, but here's the thing with Dre, dude. This is why I don't put him, even though The Chronic is one of the best rap albums of all time. This is why I don't put
Dude,
Dre.
Chronic 2000 was that what it was?
Why don't I put Dre in here? This is the reason why I
that
put
was
it.
the next episode.
He's
Yeah,
always
Chronic
had
2000.
help. He had
That
help.
was a freaking dope album as well.
Hold on. Dre has always have help.
Doesn't matter.
Out,
I enjoy DJ Khaled's albums. He always has help.
dude.
Yeah, and also, I mean, Dre's on like all Snoop's great songs, or at least most of Snoop's great songs.
Look. Dre, when he first started with the NWA, he had Cube, he had Eazy-E, right? Then in Chronic, he has Snoop Dogg helping him out. Then
So instead of looking at it that way, Pete, this man created how many great rappers?
No, he was a great producer, probably one of the best producers out there. Yes,
Between him
But
and
I'm saying-
Timbaland, yeah.
he's one of the best producers. But I'm telling you, because then he had Eminem in Chronic 2000 and Snoop. And
Dude, I gotta say, like, give me some more though from Busta Rhymes, one of my favorite songs.
no, I don't get me wrong, I love Busta. I think Busta's great.
What song?
I
What
know
song?
what you want. That's another one.
What?
Good one. For
What?
him.
Yeah. What song was he sampling in that, Pete?
Which
Give
one?
me some more.
Oh, it was the Psycho song, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Psycho song from
Yeah,
the movie.
Psycho theme song.
That's
theme song.
freaking awesome.
It is. No, man, don't get me wrong. I look at, like I said though, how my Mount Rushmore rappers is how much of an impact they made in rap music, and like their long-lasting legacy. Like
That's fine. I just go with what I like. I don't care what the
and
impact was.
I'm looking at.
I'm gonna write this
I
down. I'm gonna put this in a poll.
get it.
Who has the best Mount Rushmore rappers?
Dude, I'm telling you, Tupac, Biggie, Ice Cube, and Eminem.
Okay, so
Just for impact alone. And the reason, like I said, I feel like Ice Cube doesn't get that same respect, but I'm telling you, he's up there in my book.
Okay,
But I'm telling you, because everybody talks about Tupac and Big and Eminem, but Ice Cube gets that in my book.
What is it again?
Tupac, Biggie, Ice Cube, Eminem.
Biggie,
Mine is
Ice Cube. Hold on.
okay.
And whew. All right, Anthony.
Mine is Dre, Cube, Eminem, Busta Rhymes. Honorable mention, Ludacris. Just kidding. If I was gonna do an honorable mention, it'd be Wu-Tang Clan, Method Man, M-A-T-H-O-D man.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Because they got but then you're gonna hate on my song I love so much because you're like, oh, it has Redman on it too.
You know what? Okay, you know what's an honorable mention for me? DMX.
Not
Yeah.
50 Cent.
Yeah, I'll go with D-Max on that one.
Honorable mention DMX. DMX definitely, like, he after those guys, after Tupac and Big passed, man, he kind of held on to the rap scene. Like, he was definitely one of the top guys for a while.
See, dude, you're killing me. Like, we need to do ensemble as well because the Roots is one of my favorite groups too.
I mean, if you're gonna go ensemble, I'm picking Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, the Roots, NWA, Outkast.
Yeah, that's a good list. I can't really.
I would even throw Nappy Roots in there if
Well,
I had to. Nappy Roots was awesome too.
Wait,
But
Bone
Black Eyed
Thugs and
Peas-
Harmony.
Oh, I stand mistaken. I stand mistaken. I gotta take some people off that list.
Hey, I got you. How about the Fugees?
Fugees are good too.
What did I say?
All
It's
the-
Tupac, Dre, Eminem.
Next, Pete's gonna say, "What about the Black Eyed Peas?"
I did say that. Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Those guys are great too.
Who was my fourth?
I don't know. It was. You said Eminem.
I said Tupac, Dre, Eminem,
Snoop.
Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop. Yeah, he did say Snoop.
Okay. All right, so-
I'm not gonna lie though, that Jay-Z album with Linkin Park is goated.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a banger album.
Absolutely.
There's not many albums I will say are banger from cover to
You're
cover.
right.
That is one of them.
Don't get me wrong. JC is great too, man. I just don't feel like. I think like it's funny though, because it's kind of like you look at JC or P Diddy and Dr. Dre. They're like they become more than just rappers, right? They become like these like what entrepreneurs, like
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
that's where the money's at, man.
Yeah.
They're
but
smart.
yeah, they're really smart businessmen that make
Yeah.
and I mean like I applaud them for that, dude, because
50 Cent, for instance. Like, how long is Power going to keep going? And how many spin-offs of Power it has? Power has 4 spin-offs, and each one takes place in a quarter of the year.
good.
Like,
I
Freaking insane.
good for them. I'm glad they do that. I'm glad they find a way to make money like that. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Because like in a business like that, it's you don't have like a short time spent to make that money, and they continuously make money. So good for them, man. I'm glad they. That goes to show you they got it right there. They don't got talent, but they got brains right there too. They knew exactly what they're doing. So
Yeah,
that's great for them.
that was crazy. But that's all we have for you guys. Killers of the Flower Moon. We will review next week, and we'll talk about the Xbox Developer Direct, which is happening tomorrow,
And Oscar nominations.
and Oscar nominations, which is happening on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Right.
Tuesday.
All right. Yep. And until then, I'm King Black Cherry. Oh, NFL playoffs as well. That's
Yep.
Yep. Eat up.
Real Ant-Man.
Catch,
Let's go.
Catch you later.
Peace. All right, gents. I'm taking off. Have a good evening.
All right, Antoine.
All right, peace.
Later.
Later.